Hello, everybody. We have the cat. What? It's a cat, yo. Look, it's a cat. And I'm not actually sure why she's there. I guess she's always hungry. King Inertia, the king of inward bass. I don't know if that's true. I'll take your word for it. And let's remind people, I'm not naturally a hater, and I'm not naturally a lover. So let's just see what happens with this thing. I like bass. Does that count? Me likey bass.
Keep that energy up, because up next to the stage, they call him the Trap God. They call him the Inward Bass God. Fresh off a win 2019 Great North Champion, representative of the United States. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for King Inertia.
And to everyone who says they don't strike stuff, they do. It's in the... They do. Come on. They do it to me.
Is this the first stage you've touched in Europe?
It is.
Yo, this is the first time he's in Europe. Make him feel welcome. Come on. Warsaw, show some love. King Inertia coming at you live and direct. I say the 3. Y'all say the 2 and the 1. Crowd in 3.
And what do you want from me?
I'm already so happy starting off with singing in a melody. Melody, rhythm. Come on, melody, rhythm, chords. That's everything. Melody, rhythm, chords.
Hey, yes. And I'm 2, 2, 3, say fucking around with me, you see I'm hot, I'm 5 degrees, hardy, and go to body, but that does not mean shit to me, got to want, and got to want me, plug and guess who want me.
Using the melody in his beatbox. Boom, boom, ba-da-da-da-da. I can already tell you that's already genius. He sang the melody. He repeated the melody to make sure that we had it in our head. Then he used the melody as the basis for the beatboxing. Then he brought his bass in using the melodic fragments of the melody. Continuity, man. Clear themes.
Yeah, plug and guess who want me, yeah.
Alright, hold up. The other part, the other half of that melody was the ba-da-ba-ba, ba-da-ba-ba-ba, something like that. That was the second half. There's a descending line and a rising line. So he quoted that in the second half. And when he brought the bass in the first time as part of the melody, when he switched to just doing bass and drums, he was reusing the bass that he had with the melody. So every single section so far has something from a previous section in it. He's not just always starting from scratch. Back to the melody. And I stripped everything out. This, okay, so I said melody, harmony. No, cat, you stay over there. Melody, harmony, rhythm. Yep. Now, once you have melody, harmony, and rhythm, what's next? Growth, which is the formal structure. How do you actually grow from one part to the next? And then the sound, the timbre of the actual sound you're making. Those are kind of like a nice five prongs on how music compositional performances kind of work. And so right here, man, he's done a great job. Everything comes from something else. And he went simple to complicated, to a contrast, to complicated, back to simple. Back to complicated. feel like his snares are kind of where the bass was in the previous section, but now he's doing a similar thing he did before, but removed the majority of the bass. Ah, little Nas X. I do love that song. Oh, just got a shout out. Shout out. I love that song. Notice how everything is related. Before he did the little Nas X, he reused his bass hit. Then he made a little more like a reggae version of his bass hit. Then he put the Montero on there. Then he's like, see, this might be the best overall structure I've seen in it. I don't think it's I like it a lot. I don't know if it's my favorite. I don't think it's my favorite. But this is a perfect example of how to compose something. Cat, stay there. He's not just cycling through impressive things. Everything he's doing is related to something that came earlier. It's like a clear structure. Even if that's not how you think of it, your ears and your mind make sense of it, even if you don't know the name for it, right? Like, you don't have to be a painter to look at a painting and go, I like those colors. But the painter knew about the colors. So, I mean, you get it. Right, that's his Montero beat, but minus the Montero melody with the extra percussion. So we got 43 seconds left. Does he stick with everything has been related to the past, or does he go somewhere different? I'm really curious. I'm really curious, man. Like in a classical piece, this would be the cadenza.
Call me when you want, call me when you need.
Stating a different melody. This is the first time he's done the Montero melody by itself. He did the other melody by itself twice. So he's reusing the structure of having the melody by itself, but this time he's using the Montero melody he introduced.
Call me in the morning, I'll be on.
At a different tempo. He slowed it down, so maybe he's just going to do a different rhythmic pattern utilizing the slower tempo against this melody, maybe?
Away. Call me when you want, call me when you need, call me all morning.
Ayo, GBB.
That's the new tempo. I think he sped up a little bit, like barely, like 5% maybe. That's what he did. He got you used to, he used it as a bridge to get you to a new tempo. Dude, that is fucking that is fucking A+. That is A+. That is a perfect performance. I don't know how many times this has happened on this setting. It's very rare that I say someone was perfect. He was perfect in his execution. He's cat, damn it. He's perfect in his execution. He's perfect in his stage presence. He had a bunch of sections, which is great because it keeps you from getting bored. Keeps you listening as an audience member. It also showcases a bunch of different ideas and abilities that he has. But maybe to me, the most important part was that everything he did was derived or built on something he did previously. And he really did a cool ballsy move by, he did that melody, the opening melody by itself, And then kind of like 2 sections later, he did the melody by itself again. Then he switched into a new song. Then he went back to just stating a melody by itself, but this time it was the new song. But it didn't catch you off guard that he stated a new melody by itself, because he started off his entire performance stating a melody by itself. So that's, I think that's maybe the most complex, long structure. I bet it is. I can't think of anything else. I mean, there's a lot of other beatboxing I probably maybe enjoyed more just because I preferred its style. That is genius level composition for a solo person. That is absolutely perfect. That's breathtaking. That's amazing. Any of you that are still here, if you really love beatbox and you're really nerded out, what I would suggest you to do is something that I had to do in grad school, and I'm glad that I did it, is diagram this, right? It doesn't matter if you know music or don't know music or notation. It doesn't matter. You could just go by timestamps and just go like, from this second to this second, he did a melody, right? Then what did he do? Was it still just a melody? Did he add percussion? If so, which percussion? What was the rhythm of the percussion? What was the rhythm of the melody? Was it the descending melody or the upper melody? Then, you know, how through those variations, then when was the restatement of the melody? Cat? Nope. When was the restatement of the melody? Then what did he do again? How did he introduce the Montero? And if you will compare the melody, when the melody changed, the percussion, when the percussion changed, when there was percussion with bass, percussion without bass, percussion with a melody, percussion, bass, and melody, and you compare all of those things, and you can just draw little arrows, like, oh, and you know, I don't know, obviously don't remember the timestamps, but you go like, oh, in minute 1:15, and you draw an arrow and go like, oh, at minute 2:15, he brought this rhythm back, but he didn't have the bass drum with it. And I'm pretty sure that if you diagram it, what you will see is this really cool kick-ass web, where there's like, he's recycling multiple parts, and he'll introduce a new part and then recycle the new part later on. It's pretty fucking killer. Pretty fucking killer, dude. I don't know how important they judge composition. If they're judging composition, I would make him the fucking winner out of everything I've heard. I mean, it wouldn't even be close. No one else is... Everyone else just sounds like they're putting cool sounds together, which is cool because it's cool sounds, but he's like taken those cool sounds and actually made a movie out of them with like, you know, part 1, a part 2, a part 3, a part 4, act 1, act 2, act 3. That's fucking killer. No, I don't know if we had a hero overcome an obstacle part of our, you know, hero's journey, but it was pretty fucking magnificent.